Nintendo has just made their first truly big mistake of the Nintendo Switch 2 generation. Yes, charging $10 for Welcome Tour might have been a mistake. Game key cards might have been a mistake, though I'll admit I don't hate them. I have 2 videos on this channel. I've documented that I don't hate them, and I don't think they're really that big of a mistake. But this one that happened this week, I cannot defend. I feel like I haven't seen anything this dumb since Halo Infinite. But before we get into it, make sure to hit like and subscribe if you like videos like this. Now let's get into the video. So for those who might not know, Mario Kart World has kind of changed things up a little bit when it comes to the Grand Prix mode. They introduced these new intermission tracks, so the way the Grand Prix works is instead of 4 rounds of 3-lap courses, you do the first round in a 3-lap course, then you have to race to the next course. Now this kind of sounds cool on paper, the whole racing to the next course, except when you get to that next course, you only do 1 lap of it. And then it causes this effect, especially when you're first starting out and you're not familiar with the courses, that it's like, what's even the point of doing 1 lap around the course? In the end, it still feels like one giant straight line. And that straight line racing is kind of lame when it comes to the Grand Prix mode of Mario Kart. But yeah, it's clear that Nintendo really wanted this game to feel different. They wanted to switch it up a bit. So when you play Grand Prix mode online, you're playing a lot of these intermission courses where you're doing this straight line racing. But previously, people found a way to trick the system that if you selected random, it will give you a random course that wasn't selected in one of the 3 options, and it would always be the 3-lap race version of the course. This was sending a clear signal that people who are playing Grand Prix mode online want to play the traditional 3-lap version of Mario Kart. And what did Nintendo do? They patched it out. I mean, I think you can still get the 3 laps, but there's a lot more intermissions that come up in the random. So the whole random trick doesn't work anymore. People are now forced to play intermission courses one way or another. And all this can make me think about is Halo Infinite and those first 2 weeks where they had the playlist set up where you had to play a mix of Slayer, Oddball, Capture the Flag, and King of the Hill mode, and there was not just a Slayer-only playlist. I remember how hyped Halo Infinite was back then. I had friends from high school who I haven't seen or talked to in 10 years because back then we played Halo 3 and Halo Reach, and 10 years later Halo Infinite comes out, and you know what happened? We all got back together, we started playing Halo Online, it was a great time. But that great time only lasted for about 2 weeks, because in about 2 weeks, everybody realized they didn't want to play Oddball, they didn't want to play Capture the Flag, we just wanted to play Slayer like back in the Halo 3 days. And what did 343 have the audacity to say? They said that it was not possible with the current framework to make a Slayer-only playlist. Now, come on, guys. I'm a software programmer myself. How can you not do, if not Slayer, then Skip or something like that? Just something to hold them over. It'd take maybe a little more time to make a Slayer-only playlist. Like, come on. And you know what happened? The player base tanked. It killed the game because they were trying to force us to play the way they wanted us to play. And what's Nintendo doing right now? They're doing the exact same thing. You have lobbies with 24 people. That's a ton of people in a Nintendo Online game, all picking random. People clearly want to play the 3-lap versions of the course. And what does Nintendo do? They patch it out. I can see maybe from a design perspective that the random mode was never intended to be 3-lap only courses. Like maybe it was supposed to have a mix of the intermission in, and maybe from Nintendo's point of view, they're like, oh, we're fixing a bug right now. But honestly, that was a bad move. Bad move, because clearly the player base wants the 3-lap tracks, and exclusively 3-lap tracks. Maybe it was a bug, maybe make the change later, but if you're gonna make that change, add in a 3-lap only Grand Prix online mode like you should have from the beginning. I mean, clearly it's possible for all these tracks to be played in their 3-lap mode. I mean, they were right there online in this random mode bug. You can play them on time trials. Like, the game knows whether to do intermission mode or the 3-lap mode. So why could they not just put a menu option for Grand Prix mode? Do you want to play with intermissions or without? And let the player base decide what they want to play. Like, it shouldn't cost more server space or anything like that. Like, it's just another option. It's not going to split the player base that much. This is a pack-in title. There's so many Mario Kart World owners out there. What is it, like 75%? What is the reason to just not include that? Other than they wanted this to be different, and they wanted you to play the way they want you to play. And that's still pretty negative, and I'd like to believe, like, in my mind, that they are going to add the 3-lap Grand Prix, at least for online. I really wish they had it in single player, because I like single player Grand Prix. I played it all the time in Mario Kart 8. I'm doing it right now, trying to get the 3 gold stars, but it's just like not as fun. But right now, I'm really enjoying Knockout Tour online. That's my game. It's still a straight line race, but with the 24 people and like it's the battle royale style getting knocked out. I think it's way more fun. So the whole online Grand Prix mode, I'm not really playing it right now. It's not affecting me right now. I want it to get fixed because, if I only play knockout mode, that's eventually going to get stale. Like I want to get hours out of this game. So I'm good with knockout mode right now. Maybe they're not going to see me playing Grand Prix Online. Hopefully with all this fiasco going on, they do add the 3-lap mode or some kind of setting or another menu option, something along those lines. And then I'll give it another shot when it gets updated. But they should really make this update quick. I mean, their most hardcore, dedicated fan base wants the 3-lap Grand Prix mode for online. And if Halo Infinite showed us anything, is that if you try to make the players play the way you want them to play, and that doesn't line up with the way they want to play, it is going to kill your game. Of course, this is Mario Kart, so I don't truly think it's going to kill the game, but this is a bad look for Nintendo right now. I mean, why make this patch? Why make this patch without the other option? It was there. Like, yeah, it might be a bug, but you know what? It was a bug that allowed players to play the way they truly want to play. And honestly, they should just like roll it back until they get an option for the 3-lap course, or make a post on your Nintendo Today app that says, hey, we're working on it. Like, let people know so that way they can just do other stuff like the free roam or knockout tour, time trials, and then just not burn out on intermission Grand Prix mode. But yeah, I mean, so far I'm loving the Nintendo Switch 2. I'm loving Mario Kart World. I mean, again, right now with all the new stuff, I've been focusing more on knockout tour and time trials and free roam. So I haven't been playing Grand Prix all that much, a little bit single player, but not so much online. So this update hasn't really affected me right now. And before this update came out, I would have said that, initial impressions, I was thinking Mario Kart World was an 8 out of 10. And now that I'm playing it more and it's part of my life, I can be able to hop in and play 15, 20, 30 minutes like every now and then and do some matches. I'm just really vibing with the game. I'm actually would have said this is a 9 out of 10, but this update is a step backwards. Like, I really wanted to see the updates improve on the experience, add more. And so the improvement of the experience would have been add your 3-lap Grand Prix. And that stuff can still come. And right now I'm satisfied for now, but this is going to make a huge make or break. If this is how do I get 20 hours out of this game? Do I get 40? Do I get 80? I mean, this is going to be a 10-year long game, and this is the first big misstep. And games are going to have missteps, but you don't want to have that out of the gate, like take away something where players really want to play a certain way. And yeah, I don't think it's going to go as bad as it went with Halo Infinite. But they probably want to get this patched up before the new Donkey Kong game comes out. Because once Donkey Kong comes out, the player base is going to leave to go play Donkey Kong. Because right now, all there is on the Switch 2 is Mario Kart World. I mean, for the most part, there's third parties, yada, yada. But who's going to be left at Mario Kart and not moving on to Donkey Kong? It's going to be the hardcore Mario Kart fans. And if they're not, honestly, where the real hardcore Mario Kart fans at this point are honestly probably going back to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Because that has 96 tracks, that has the feel that everyone likes. There's no intermission tracks. I still think Mario Kart World is great. I love it. I'm having a great time with it. But, that can only last for so long. Like Halo Infinite, the same thing. I had a great time with it. I was having so much fun for those 2 weeks. Those were a great 2 weeks. I loved them. I wish it lasted longer than 2 weeks. And right now, Mario Kart World, I'm confident it's going to last me till Donkey Kong. But I truly believe that Mario Kart World is a great side piece game. So when Donkey Kong comes out, maybe I play 2 or 3 hours of Donkey Kong, and then I want to mix it up a little bit, play 30 minutes of Mario Kart. Kirby comes out, Metroid comes out, Pokemon comes out. You move on from one game to the next. I beat Donkey Kong. I play Metroid. I beat Metroid. I go play Pokemon Arceus or whatever the new Legends is, ZA. And then what's Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. You go one game after another, but what are you playing on the side throughout all that is Mario Kart. And if that's going to be the consistency of Mario Kart and be that side piece game, Knockout Tour is only going to be fun and novel for so long. It's a great time. I love it, but sometimes you do want to go around the 3 lap tracks. I got so much use out of that in Mario Kart 8. I loved it. There's some great courses in Mario Kart World, and I'm getting use out of them and experiencing them in time trials, which I didn't play time trials in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I wanted to, but I kind of never did because just like, it's stressful. But the time trials in World is the only way to play most of these tracks in the 3 lap version, because in the Grand Prix mode in single player you can only play the 3 lap version, and then you can play online with the random. And I wasn't playing that because Knockout Tour was there, and I was enjoying the new Knockout Tour mode, and now I kind of wish I was playing some Grand Prix while I had the chance. So I don't know, what do you guys think about this situation? If you like this video, hit like, subscribe, leave a comment below so we can discuss further, and I'll see you in the next one.